Hello and welcome to Frontrunner Motorsport. Electric motorsport is really in ill health at this point. Electric series have either died completely, moved away from electric, or never got off the ground to begin with. Electric GT is a great example of the latter, Pure TCR an example of the first, and Extreme E is about to move to hydrogen. Formula E is really the only series to make it work long term, and how long before they move to hydrogen? I imagine not long. The Gen 3 car is going to be competing in its final season in 2025, and I think a move to hydrogen like Extreme E is on the cards, to be announced sometime soon. World Rallycross was another to cross the electric barrier, and we all know how that went. A sustainably sourced petrol car is leading the 2024 standings if you don't. So it would be absolutely crazy to move your whole series over to electric, just as everyone else is leaving it behind as old news. Even petrol has made a bigger comeback than electric. Well, the brave organisers of the Scandinavian Touring Car Championship made that move, and let's look at how it's going, what the future holds, and we'll look at the current state of electric racing as a whole. Make sure you subscribe and let's jump into the video. The world's first electric national championship, the Scandinavian Touring Car Championship, is incredibly late to the all-electric party. We've seen electric series pop up all over, but in touring cars it's only really the Pure TCR series that is comparable. That only lasted a couple of seasons and at times was almost unbearably dull to watch. But it did rely on silly gimmicks like battle gates to compensate for the fact there was only like 4 cars, because suppliers were not able to support a full entry list. A problem electric motorsport has faced everywhere. To be honest, the Scandinavian Touring Car Championship has always had a checkered history. It started after the success of British touring cars and the super touring era in general, which was popular in Scandinavia, and so with some very good tracks, Sweden and Denmark launched their own series. In 2011, those series merged together to form the Scandinavian Touring Cars. And after a split-off series called the TTA Racing Elite League existed for one season after a rift between the 4 biggest teams and the series organisers, they re-merged for 2013 under TTA rules. In 2017, they moved to TCR, and the racing was fine. Even Johan Kristoffersson and Rob Huff came over to win titles. But then it was decided to move to all-electric. The series wasn't ready to begin in 2023, so it was delayed until 2024. And so with much anticipation the series got underway at the Ullevi Stadium in Gothenburg, and it was dreadful. I mean, what is this? I guess this first round was a way to introduce the new cars to fans, but doing so in such a tedious way was possibly a mistake. Since then, they've only had a couple of races at this place, and it was okay, I guess. Not great, not enough cars still being the big problem. Touring car races are fairly pointless without at least 20 cars. So the racing isn't very good. Does it matter? At least there is a national Scandinavian championship for local fans to enjoy, and international fans, even in small numbers, are always welcome. That might be the case unless of course you start the dreaded paid subscription service. I had a problem when World Rallycross did this, and even they had more reason to than the Scandinavian touring cars. For £15 a month or 199 krona, you can watch Scandinavian touring cars, the support categories, and the Swedish Pro Superbike Championship. Also, it has archives for some racing back to 2020. Is that worth £15 a month? Absolutely not. Who's paying for this? How much disposable income do you have to be able to afford this? Sweden has a population of 10 million. How many are motorsport fans? And how many of those motorsport fans are willing to pay 199 krona to watch a national series with just 12 cars in the field? Are they all mental? How many people have signed up? No idea. As always, it's a good way to hide viewing figures by hiding them behind a paywall. If it was a lot, they'd advertise the number, trust me. I can't find live attendance figures as well, so let me know. If you were there, was it packed out? Was it fun to watch? Again, if they had sell-out crowds, they'd boast about it, but then maybe they're being modest. The only interesting thing about this series was the appearance of a Tesla, which in the hands of Jimmy Eriksson took its first win in Scandinavian touring cars at the opening round. So how's it going? Well, at face value, not good. The racing is pretty bad and I can't imagine it has a big audience. Their YouTube channel has less subscribers than mine. But what about the future? Well, if it does fail, they could maybe go to a hybrid system like the British touring cars, but that would mean finding an engine supplier, teams willing to enter, and fans willing to stick around to watch. The best option would be TCR rules again. It wasn't the biggest series in the world, but Sweden and Denmark have incredible racing circuits, and I want to see them with racing going on and stuff. TCR was fine, the occasional big international name came and went, and with the current World Tour setup, it's likely Anderstorp would have had an international race series on it. Ironically, I don't think an all-electric national series is sustainable. It's caused so many problems for so many series. The STCC is one fire away from completely killing touring cars in Scandinavia. Best to avoid it now and choose a sensible fuel source. Electric motorsport has had a brief and tough life. Formula E has made the best of it, and they're reluctant to move to hydrogen. But there is a threat someone else will start a hydrogen single-seater series first. So, as I said earlier in the video, I expect them to announce a move to hydrogen sooner rather than later. Extreme H begins next year, Nitro Cross will be electric for the foreseeable future, but how long until they follow the World Rallycross series? The other electric series I would recommend other than Formula E is the NXT Gen Junior Cup. It only has a small audience right now, but it's more fun than the Scandinavian series to watch. So that is a look at the Scandinavian Touring Car Championship, the move to all electric, and how electric motorsport is doing in general. What do you think? Do you watch the Scandinavian series? What do you think of the racing? Do you think it has a future? Are you willing to admit you pay to watch the Scandinavian Touring Car Series? Make sure you subscribe to the channel. There will be more motorsport content later in the week. Thank you very much for watching and have a good one.